This is Manfield night. No, you? All right. I will have so much fun, Red Snow, and it looks like we're rocking an Esper here. It is Red Snow over on the orange side of the pitch. A card that I have not seen in a little while. Red Snow grabs that corner boost. Nam wants to lob that one back towards the net. Red Snow denying Nam the space to go for any boost there. Really trying to lock his opponent in. 50-50, though, not going to go his way, and Nam has a brief moment to collect a couple pads. Interesting movement there. Interesting pathing. Allows him to get 3, but it's not enough to find the save on Red Snow's first shot of the series. He's got the hat. Is that a Christmas decal? Christmas kind of animated? No, I have no clue what decal that is. This thing is an affront to my eyes. Nam sends this one up high. He wants to follow it up. Red Snow flips away. He's still relevant in the position, though, and look at how quickly Red Snow was able to dip into the corner and immediately get back to the ball. Absolutely wild. Flip reset, wave dash. Tries to find his way underneath the opponent. It's not going to work this time around. And Nam just diving in for this one. He's found his way to the ball quickly. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. And it's saved. The ceiling pinch double tap. Beautifully sent on target. And Red Snow says, not today. I've got the read. Nam trying to accelerate that one towards the net. A little bit of a miss on the boost steal. Wonder if Red Snow has the read on his opponent's boost total. It won't matter anymore as Nam definitely has the boost steal come through. And Nam scores one of his own. This time, tables have turned. It is Nam locking Red Snow into his goal box. 1-1. Still early on in the game. 3.5 minutes remaining. Red Snow should have the boost pickup here in the corner. He's going to pop this out into the air. Just bring it on down to the ground. Nam with an aggressive challenge. Red Snow avoiding the demo attempt. And early on, this has been interesting. Neither one of these players has done too much in terms of heavy commits. Neither one of these players wants to be punished, and they both have the IQ, the movement, the recovery speed, whatever you like, to make sure that they're not putting themselves into those awkward positions. Great avoidance there from Red Snow. But I'm interested to see what it looks like when they're trying to create a little bit more in terms of offense. Foot race to the ball here. Looks like it will be Nam who gets to the boost. Gets some possession first, and what a flick from Nam! I've got to see this one from the defender's perspective. The acceleration on this ball, absolutely crazy. No hope whatsoever of defending that one. Red Snow maybe letting Nam get a little bit close, get a little bit too far into the blue half there before he started putting pressure on the ball. Early flick attempted. It's not going to come through with much power. But Nam forced to back away from the ball. Red Snow still has a little bit of possession and still has quite a bit of boost in the tank to work with. Shot opportunity. Red Snow not able to get it to work. Doesn't matter. The save from Nam is lackluster. And guys, we've got 2s across the board. Absolutely beautiful. Just what you want to see here in a game 1. It is a good omen for the series. Into the air we go. Early reset. Second reset. Used well, but it's not enough to get past the defender as Nam just had so much space to play with on the pitch. Red Snow taking off from so far deep into his own territory. Turnover of possession goes to Nam. He wants another flick. This one's not going to have the same acceleration as the last one did, and Red Snow is immediately back on the counter attack. Boost steal comes through. How on earth did he get that one away from Nam? Red Snow turned immediately from the wall, and look at that shot. Absolutely deadly. Nam runs out ahead for the midfield boost. Red Snow wastes no time. Very close game between these two. It does seem, how cautious their play styles are. It does seem a bit like they're kind of just feeling each other out, seeing what the other player is capable of, figuring out exactly what they're going to be trying to read over the rest of this series. Nam with the better recovery to get to this bounce as it comes off of his defensive corner. And once again, we're at a tie game. 90 seconds left here on game 1. the bucket hat is just it's sending me. It's some good stuff. Red Snow gets possession here. It's a nice little flick, but Nam is well positioned for it. Red Snow tries to take possession back and actually gives up all the boost on the way back. Red Snow in a very difficult position here. He's just gonna give the ball away, tries to tap it out past Nam, but it doesn't work through. You see Red Snow dropping the "This is Rocket League" in the chat, and this time it's Nam with a little bit of a lead. Into the midfield we go. Nam sends this one forward. Flips in field. Red Snow with a huge bump. Nam with the recovery to hold on to not only possession, but his boost advantage. Nam locking things down in his back corner after being bumped onto the ball. Early flick perfectly reads the timing on Red Snow's challenge, and that's a 2-goal lead as we enter the final minute. Guys, I cannot tell you how stoked I am to be casting this matchup. These two, both incredibly skilled players, and we see Nam given a little bit of space in the air. He loves to try and make use of those moments. It will be shut down this time by Red Snow, who has shut down more than one great attempt at a shot. What on earth happened here? We gotta see this one from the shooter's perspective. Red Snow just diving in, and he just catches the ball perfectly as it rolls up the corner, chips it forward into the net. Nam's 2-goal lead now cut in half. He's going to have to be careful here. It's a very aggressive challenge. Red Snow tries to trip up Nam very quickly. Nam with the recovery all the way in his back corner. Red Snow wants the flick. Challenge comes through. Boost steals are inevitable in this position. Nam had quite a bit saved up, but that's just going to be a giveaway of possession. Red Snow is going to be saving those every time. Now it's just a game of the clock. Can Nam keep time from ticking away? That might just be enough. Red Snow wants a demo. Nam will keep it to the ground, and that's game 1 in favor of Nam. A very close game. Both of these players nipping at each other's heels during the entire match. And they're just both immediately ready to go, so I will not make them wait any longer. We'll just hop directly into the second match. And it looked like Nam just had one more shot than Red Snow did. They were even on saves. And wow, the randomizer going absolutely crazy here for these two players. It was a fake kickoff from Red Snow. He's got lots of boost to work with. This should be an open net. Nam gets the demo on his opponent before he's able to pull the shot off. Very well done. Beautiful awareness there by Nam. He knows that he's not going to get to the ball. He knows that he's not going to get into a defensive position before that shot comes out. He takes the only other option available to him, and now focus is just on the boost, on staying relevant in the play. Red Snow wants a sharp cut here. Nam immediately takes that as far from danger as he can manage. Red Snow, it's a huge fake. He does get Nam to flip past the ball. Nam on 0 boost. Red Snow should have a free goal here, and he deals with it perfectly. That fake, I don't know if we'll see it again. No, we won't see it from Nam's perspective, but Red Snow with a huge 200 IQ bit of movement there at the midfield. This one pops forward. Nam tries to keep it high, as awkward as possible. Both players are up. Red Snow actually makes it first. Nam certainly not expecting Red Snow to have the amount of boost saved up that he did. Shot attempt. This one will go high. Bounce down into the other corner. And again, Red Snow trying to find the boost starvation. This has been seemingly his preferred tactic up against his current opponent. It's worked for 1 and now 2 goals. This is a great little bit of dribbling. I do want to watch this one from the defender's perspective here. You see how close Nam pushes to his opponent on 0 boost. He's got to be rotating back to net. It's dangerous there, giving your opponent that little bit of extra space, but when you don't have the boost, you kind of don't have a choice. Red Snow wants to go low. Perfect counter to Nam's in and out save attempt, and that's going to be 3-0. Red Snow has made the changes necessary and is finding a much more consistent way through this opponent. Nam takes to the air. This will be a long way down to the other side of the pitch. We'll cut infield. Red Snow will just simply take it as a pass, gain possession. boosted up in the back corner. Does he pop this into the air? He maybe wanted to go for it. Ends up backflipping. Nam's immediate shot not going to be too threatening, and Red Snow once again has boost in his back corner. 50-50 looking good for Nam, who immediately tries to go for a bump to follow up. Red Snow has the pace. Moving on down the pitch. He takes the immediate shot. It'll go a little bit wide. It looked like the pace was ahead of Nam. I don't think Nam was getting back to that one if it had been on target. But regardless, what's past is past. Red Snow looking for the in-and-out save. Nam, he wanted that little bit of a pre-flip flick, the Evo flick, the wizard flick, however you want to call it. Red Snow takes one early touch on that one. Beautiful save from Nam in a difficult position. He did have to pre-jump that one to make sure that his opponent was not going to get a free flick off. Red Snow pre-jump, forces Nam to drop the ball. The back and forth between these two is absolutely incredible to watch. They're playing mind games at a level that is so difficult to keep up with. Red Snow with a little bit of a musty there to get himself lined up nicely on the wall. It is Nam who comes away with possession, but he wasn't able to do anything with it quickly enough. Red Snow already out in front of him again, and he holds on to the ball. Red is looking absolutely fantastic here. Musty flick attempted. This one's not going to go through, but look who comes away with possession. This time he doesn't let himself get demoed. Nam wants to run away with this one, and he might just have an opportunity. Brief moment here on the ball, but it's awkward. The touch from Red, putting it so effectively around his opponent. Nam finally gets a bump on Red Snow and is allowed to run back into his half, trying to make something out of this, but Red Snow is just driving ahead of him and taking the ball. Here in this second game, Red has been running circles around Nam. Possible opportunity here. Nam sends the ball out in front of him early on, but he's not able to get this one on target. Red Snow, again, has a free ball and so much space to work with. Nam has not had a counter. Look at the flick, bar down. Red Snow pulling it out of nowhere. Looking like Moxie right there. That's a nice little challenge for him to, again, hold on to possession. A little bit of, what's that called? Is that the classy flick? Is that the name that's been given to that one? Nam has not been allowed to pick up boost at the midfield or in his opponent's corner in any meaningful way, in any way that affects the play in seemingly the entire game. Red Snow has had absolute lockdown on this one. Nam trying to find his way through. It's an early flick. Red Snow will send it to the crossbar and then clear out into the midfield. Off the side wall we go. Nam up early looking for the read, and Red will completely shut it down. This has been utter dominance in game two after a very even first game, I should say, of the series. Nam really has not been able to find his way through. Even there, Red gets the save. Nam at long last past him. Does not look like he'll have. He might have a goal here. No, it doesn't quite line up for him. Red chips it away. Nam not able to put the first shot on target, and wow, what a victory from Red Snow. What a huge difference between games 1 and 2. Looks like we might just get a car change coming out from Nam, who had no success whatsoever in that second game. Was not able to hold a boost advantage, was not able to hold on to possession of the ball, just seemed unable to make his opponent Red Snow feel uncomfortable at all. Nam is back in the lobby. Very quick car change. Good on him. And man, a hefty opponent. Going to be very difficult, I think, to come back from that one. You know, Nam, he does have that high skill level, but Red Snow has clearly shown levels, and we've got Red Snow in a Batmobile for Game 3. I am fascinated. I cannot wait to see what this game is going to look like. The high flick early on, guess we could have predicted that coming out of the plank hitbox. Nam trying to keep this one nice and far away from his net. Red Snow is going to make that very difficult, and the save not going to come out from Nam. A little bit of a giveaway of possession there, but Nam was definitely in a very difficult spot. Just so difficult. Unable to find the clear across his goal line. Somewhat neutral kickoff here. Nam wants to stay close, does not want to give that Batmobile a chance to flick past him. He'll actually bring this down tries to take possession, wants maybe a little bit of a flick. Nam will get past his opponent there, and he finally has boost, full ball on the hood of his car. Tries to get past that Batmobile. And, you know, this is something that I can't necessarily say that Nam suffers from this as well, but something that I always struggle with playing against Batmobiles, something that I've seen other players struggle with in these matches playing against Batmobiles, is they're a difficult car to read. It's a lot harder to see when they're turning to challenge. It's a lot harder to see what a player is planning to do because the entire car just remains so low to the ground. That's a beautiful challenge, though, from Nam, and he will be scoring off of it. Shot from the sidewall goes his way, and Red Snow just taking a little bit too long. He had 0 boost in that place, still trying to find a pop over his opponent. Nam punishes it well. Red Snow getting out around that one. Nam will snag that corner boost, bumps Red Snow completely out of the play, and this should be a goal for Nam. Can he get it through? There's a little bit of a dunk on the end of the carry there. Very well done by Nam. He's got a 2-1 lead. Still in the Fennec. Did not change cars at all. Just add a little splash of red to the back of the vehicle. Red Snow full boost, and it looks like he's got a good approach to this one. Going to be difficult to save. Oh my goodness, the placement is absolutely disgusting from Red Snow. Slots it top right corner. Absolutely crazy. The precision of these players really is astounding. It really is something to behold. Nam wave dashing ahead of that one. He wants to turn immediately, doesn't want to commit all the way into Red's corner. He knows that Red has the ability to counterattack so very quickly. Red gets back again. The recovery speed just unimaginable between these two players. Red cuts in field. He's got the flick opportunity, goes for the cut instead. Nam has it. Red up the sidewall. It's a chip. He wants to be off the ceiling for the read. Not going to come through. Red, multiple fakes by him, a little bit of space, and the flick out of nowhere. Just an absolute bullet to the backboard. Nam has not had a lot of possession, but it seems like this game he hasn't cared so much about possession. The goals that he has scored have been punishing Red Snow, letting that ball just sit on the hood of his car for a little bit too long. Ooh, half flip challenge there. Very risky from Nam. Where is the bounce going? He's going to cut in immediately. Wants the midfield boost, and Red takes it back into the corner to find some space. Half of the game gone. Tie game between these two. This exchange looking much more like game one in nature. Red cuts out. Nam has the read. Back and forth. Neither of these players wanting to give any ground to their opponent that they are not absolutely forced to. Red certainly having more time on the ball so far in this match. But Nam really not giving his opponent a lot of space to work with. Is that all the space he needs? It is. Red Snow spots his moment. He finds the gap. Nam turns off of that ball, and that is all that is necessary. Red Snow catching Nam off of his line. It's a beautiful shot from distance, and Red Snow is up by 1 here in the game. In game 3, I should say. Winner of this one finds themselves on match point. They both have taken 1 so far. Nam with the wave dashes, little fakes, wants to catch Red there with the demo, with the physical play. That might be a little bit of a giveaway of possession from Red. Nam wants to stay on this one, wants to be constantly threatening that shot. 0 boost to work with on the flick, but he does have the corner, avoids the bump, holds on to the ball. The challenge is coming in fast from Nam, really trying to make sure that he's always making contact with that, never giving Red Snow any space to work with. Possible shot here. It's going to bounce off the post. Did not bounce out directly. That could have been an absolute nightmare for Nam to deal with. He's trying to stay on this ball as well as he can, and the bump from Red will be enough to finally get him to back away, but he takes the ball with him. Nam refusing to let go, refusing to give space. Look at the wave dash. The 50-50 won't line up. Red Snow goes for the long distance flick. Nam has to jump immediately for it. Psycho attempted. That's not really going to go anywhere. Red Snow fakes the shot and will turn it in on the second attempt. I guess the first attempt, this time he wasn't trying to shoot that at all. Absolutely brutal fake. That's the second one that we've seen this series. Red Snow has threatened so much power on those. Oh, but look at the movement from both of these players. How does Red get back to save that? Nam using that little horse dash, that zap dash, whatever you call it. He has the movement locked down, was able to accelerate so quickly to get that ball out ahead of his opponent. Little flick, Red will send it to the crossbar. Nam wants a double tap opportunity. Red certainly is going to be able to keep that one out for the first time around, but it was all a ploy. Nam was just setting up the real attempt, and now with 9 seconds left, just 9 seconds left, Nam has his last chance here of the game. Red Snow was actually very close to saving that one. Letting that replay go out so that they can each think exactly about what they want to do on this kickoff. Nam goes for a delayed kickoff. It still goes Red's way. If he can score this, surely that is GG for the third game of this series. Nam wants to stay on this. Red Snow has not completely gotten rid of the ball. He'll pop this one up. Nam has a shooting opportunity. He gets it out ahead of his opponent, and it's a tie game at 0 seconds. We're going to overtime here in game 3. Absolutely beautiful. Red Snow making a little bit of a mistake there, tapping that ball out ahead of himself, giving the space to Nam. Nam with the flick, Red with the save. Looks like Nam will be the first to find some boost. Turns in immediately for a demo. Nam in an incredibly advantageous position here, but Red has bought himself time to find that corner boost. And oh no, has Nam given it up? Red Snow actually can't wrap himself around it, and he's overextended. He's not going to get back to this one. Nam is up 2-0 in the series. Oh my goodness, what a comeback. That's absolutely crazy. Nam locking it down. Zap dash, okay. Red Snow calls it a zap dash. That's good enough for me. I'll call it a zap dash too. Wow. What a crazy comeback. Look at the saves from Red. 8 saves on the board. 6 shots, 4 goals. That is a deadly shooting percentage, but it is Nam who has found himself on match point here. We're going into game 4. Nam looking to remain completely undefeated in Fight Night. And it looks like we have another car change. What is Red Snow rocking? He's got the Skyline here for game 4. Nice little kickoff control here. Will easily be the first one to this ball. Tries to accelerate it to the far post. Nam has the read, and he'll be taking this one across the field, maybe looking for a little bit of an aerial play. We see the zap dash again. Aerial play denied. Red Snow pulls out the homing missile coordinates, targets his opponent, and absolutely lashes a flick past the defender. 111 kilometers per hour. I'm so sorry, Nam, but I have to see what that looks like. That's crazy. The speed on that flick going absolutely insane. Now, so far, 3 games into the series, we have seen 3 storylines. The first one, game 1. The game was very close, but it seemed like Nam just had a tiny bit of an edge, and he was able to keep that one in his grasp. Took it home in game 1. Game 2, oh, a little bit of a tragedy there as Nam spikes that one in off of his own crossbar. I don't think that was bouncing in. Game 2, Red Snow completely turned that on its head. Locked down the second game. I think it was a 3-0 scoreline. Did not let Nam have any opportunities on the ball, and it's looking like we may be in for another of the same type of show. Red Snow is completely locking his opponent out again. In the last game, though, game 3, we did see Red Snow go up, and Nam was able to fight back, able to bring it back to a tie game from being down by 2, I believe, within the final minute, and win it in overtime. So we'll have to see. Nam has that ability. You can never count him out. But Red Snow is just, man, sometimes he just gets into a groove and it seems like he cannot put a foot wrong. The low 50 here doing so much work for him, and he somehow, Nam's trying to send that one all the way out to the side, and Red Snow controls it, keeps it going exactly where he wants it to go. This one will be bouncing off of the backboard. Nam comeback. Hey, Nam is on match point. He's got the time. He's got an extra game of buffer. I wouldn't be too worried about them points yet. That's a nice little fake from Nam. Forces Red Snow out around the ball. Wants to get a little tap on that one to bring it home, but it's not going to go through. Red Snow, 30 boost in the tank. Goes for the early flick. Doesn't want to get too close to net and end up overcommitted with low boost. Finds the corner on his way out, as well as the midfield. Nam trying to dribble him around, though. He will have to back away. Red Snow either has possession or a big enough boost advantage that it just doesn't matter. And what on earth is this carry? Just keeps on getting touches further and further from his opponent. Keeps it high, keeps it off to the side. It looked for a brief moment like he had lost control about halfway down the pitch, but Red Snow is up 5-0 here in Game 4, despite being down in the series. Game 2 was a shutout. Red Snow is looking like he wants Game 3 to be more of the same, and he's just trying to bait his opponent in for the challenge. He does not want to risk any overextension. You see him going for that big fake again. He's caught Nam a couple of different times, maybe even 3 times with that exact fake, but it'll be Red Snow again, breakaway down to the other end of the pitch. 6-0 before halftime, an absolutely brutal scoreline. And, you know, the further that this extends, the less likely you have to think that it is that we can see a comeback from Nam. Surely Red Snow has Game 5 locked in right here, and it's going to be 7-0 again, still before halftime. And Nam, you know, to be fair, it looks like he's kind of given the ball away in a couple of positions here. I do appreciate, though, that Nam continues to play. You know, he's not immediately calling, hey, FF, go next, which I would completely respect in this position. I think that is absolutely fair. When you're down 7-0, I don't mind a forfeit at all. But I think Nam recognizes that if he just goes next immediately, Red Snow has got some incredible momentum. So he's trying to play this forward, trying to find a chink in the armor, trying to find something to disrupt this streak that Red Snow is putting up. If he can find a way through, even scoring a single goal will undoubtedly do wonders, for the mental, and maybe start to break down Red Snow's confidence just that tiny bit. It's not going to happen quite yet, though, as I believe that one puts us at 9-0. Nam, I would like to see, you know, when it's here, if I'm playing in a series and it's at this point, I already know that I'm not coming back. I'm not winning this game, right? What I like to do, if I'm not too tilted for it, is I'll try a couple of other play styles. Red Snow with an incredible save on just a beautiful flick from Nam. That's the shot. Nam finally finds one. 9-1 with 1:33 left on the clock. There it is. He gets around Red Snow once, and this is going to be a very interesting final 90 seconds. Can Nam, you know, lock in and make at least these last 2 minutes look decent? That's a second goal from Nam. Yeah, I mean, if he continues scoring at that pace, just win the kickoff, get possession, immediately score. There is technically the possibility of a comeback in this game, but that is only just barely within the realms of possibility. I don't want to give it too much thought. Red Snow with a fake. Maybe didn't get the reset on that one. I didn't see a wave dash on the landing from him. Now I'm pushing forward, maybe wanting a little bit of an astral pinch there. It's not going to come through, whatever it was. Red Snow reset. This time he does get the wave dash. Nam keeps this clear of the net. We're seeing more effective defense from Nam. Oh my goodness, what a shot from Red Snow, though. Picks up the corner boost, reset to the backboard, pre-flip into the double tap. It's absolutely disgusting. You know, we came into the series. I was talking about Nam as the one that I expected to be that standout mechanical player, and man, did he almost score an absolute worldie. He put a ceiling pinch double tap on target with pace. Red Snow was able to deny. He won't be able to deny this one, though. It's just a nice and simple ground play from Nam, and you think over the past 2 minutes, or I should say only within the last 2 minutes of this game, it has been very even. Red Snow went, I believe, 7-0, maybe 8-0, but since then, it has been dead even. I think both players scoring 3 goals in the final 2 minutes of this game so far. And this is exactly what Nam wants, I'm sure, and this is exactly why he didn't forfeit that game. He decides to just wait and fight and find a little bit of momentum back. Make sure that Red Snow does not have the momentum going into the next game. Nam has brought it back from looking like an absolute slaughter to still definitely a dominant win for Red Snow, but a much more respectable scoreline than the high-scoring shutout that Red Snow seemingly had planned. Double tap. Red will put this one into his own net, and I do believe that that means the game is officially over. Nam goes for that immediate shot. Does he sneak it in? He does indeed. And actually, you know, this scoreline has become much more respectable. 7-10 or 6-10 is absolutely not bad at all. Yeah, more respectable scoreline for sure. For sure. But more important than the scoreline not looking bad, I think, is the fact that Nam has just as much momentum as Red Snow does now in terms of the flow of the game. Going into Game 5, it looks like Nam is doing fine. If he had forfeit when he was down 7-0 and gone into Game 5, it's hard to imagine that the mental would be just as good as it likely is now. We're going to ready up. Nam is back. Little car change again. What do we have on the pitch? Oh, it looks like it is a proper car change this time. What do we have on our hands? It's going to be an Octane up against Samurai? Is that what that one is? It's certainly not a very highly used car. I do believe we've seen Zin B use that one in a match or two. Scary week for you Fight Night buffs. Nam gets the save, immediately pushes forward. Octane Nam, you know, he is a fast mechanical player. What is going to be in store for us here? He's going to send this one back into the corner for Red Snow. Boost not spawning in time for him to collect it with that beautiful zap dash in the midfield. Fake musty flick into a quick shot. Nam does not have the save on that one. Red Snow, so dangerous in so many cars. He is really flexing his ability to adapt to a variety of different hitboxes, and that certainly works in his favor. It's so difficult to read all of these different cars in the game, especially if you're so used to playing primarily just, you know, the Octanes and Fenix, the occasional Dominus, and even, you know, think back to your ranked games. Those Dominus players, those occasional Batmobile players, they can be so difficult to read. Beautiful 50 from Nam. This should be a goal for him. Indeed it is, and we're all tied up at the end of the first minute. Krusty Dog, welcome, welcome. You're just in time to catch Game 5 of the highest rated 1v1 game I have ever had on the channel. Very excited for this. Red Snow wants the immediate shot. Looks like he's not going to find the placement or maybe even the power that he was hoping for. But he will stay on the ball, and he's just holding on to this boost advantage. He knows that Nam does not have a ton to work with. Doesn't matter. Nam bumps his opponent off that one and is going to bring this ball into the back corner. Little chip. Nam really wanting to catch Red Snow off, but Red has such impeccable movement, such impeccable awareness of what his opponent is attempting to do, where his opponent is trying to find the outplay. Nam to the backboard, and the double tap to keep that one away from Red yet again. It's 1-1. Still at the end of another minute. Strong shot from distance. Red definitely has Nam against the ropes in terms of boost here, and that flick will be all that is needed. Nam jumps early, defending his net. Red Snow not shooting for the net. He wants the pass to himself off the backboard. Here we go, out to the sidewall. Red Snow collects that boost for himself. Nam immediately trying to get back. Does not want to leave himself in too awkward of a position. He misses. The ball bounces off the post, and Red Snow was not ready for it. He goes for yet another backboard touch, and this one will remain unscored. Nam still not on a lot of boost, but able to buy himself time to collect a few pads and resume a decent position in defense. Red Snow chips this one up towards net and actually leaves it, lets his opponent find that clear. Nam, long shot with power. Red Snow will respond with a flick from distance. Red Snow wants that corner boost. Nam has been so dangerous from these positions, and he counterattacks instantly off the sidewall. You know, we saw nearly this exact play happen the other direction, where it was Red Snow counterattacking off of Nam, overextending for one of those big pads. This time it goes the other way, and once again, it's back to a tie game. Red Snow staying close to this one. Nam will let it bounce off the wall. Tries to tap that down to the ground. Brings it off of Red Snow's hood. Red Snow not allowed to go for the corner boost there, as the immediate threat from Nam was on. Nam staying close to this one. 50-50 will go up the sidewall. How much boost does Red Snow have in the tank? Very little. He's still able to find a decent amount of height off of this one, and he'll grab the corner boost. He should have the open net, but Nam somehow gets back, saves it off of his own post. We remain at a tie game. Oh my goodness. Nam begins another barrage of attacks, this time from the air. Wave dash, wants the control. He gets the cut, but it's just wide of the net, and Nam has so much boost. Ready to push down the field. Red Snow turns very early. Nam forced to jump, forced to read this one off the backboard. Only 12 boost left in the tank, and he just slaps that ball forward, trying to find himself some space and time. Red Snow goes for a dribble. Nam calls the bluff. He says, I don't think you're flicking that ball yet. I think I can move forward. And the right call it was. Nam finds himself up by one with just over a minute remaining in this roller coaster of a series. Game 5. 1 minute left on the clock. Red Snow's fake challenge does bait an early soft flick out of Nam, but the recovery is not ideal for Red. He'll try and chip this one off the backboard, and he gets past his opponent, but is that shot going to fall on target? It will. Nam overextending in the corner for boost. He just gets a little bit too close to that one. He knows how low on boost Red Snow is, but he does not recognize that it doesn't matter. Red holding on to his momentum so effectively, so efficiently in that position. Nam, 12 boost. He wants the early flick over his opponent. It's not going to do much, but it might just buy himself an opportunity. And Red Snow's recovery is actually not ideal. Nam wants the low 50. It's not going to come through. 3-3, 30 seconds left on the clock in Game 5. Nam tries to stay behind this one. Red has found his way through, and now it's him with the 1-goal lead, and so very little time left on the clock. But remember, guys, you cannot count Nam out in these situations. He was down by 1 in Game 3 with 9 seconds left. He came back, tied it up to win in overtime. He absolutely has that ice. Little pre-flip into the flick. It's not going to be enough to get past Red. Red drops the ball down on the ground. Dangerous position here. He's threatening the flick. Nam tries to get this one out to the side. Red Snow pushes it immediately towards net. It's a big flick. Not a lot of time left on the clock. Red just needs to bring this to the ground, and that is GG. He bumps his opponent and scores the goal in 5. GG's. Oh my goodness. Incredible series. Absolutely fantastic series. That is crazy, crazy gameplay between these guys, but it is Red Snow is your victor. A Game 5 victory. So well fought. And thank you, Red Snow, for the follow. Beautiful little punctuation on the end of the series.